Hi, this is Real Men Unscripted with Derek and Jerry. We hope you enjoy this podcast.
Hey, welcome back to our podcast. I'm Derek.
I'm Jerry.
And this is our second episode on YouTube.
This is going to be the third one, actually.
Third one.
Yeah.
I'm losing track. So this couple weekends ago, I went back to Cali. Going back. Yeah, you got to do that. Going back to
Cali.
Cabo.
Cabo.
You know that video you did of Cabo. So went back home to Santa Rosa, California for a progressive dinner.
What progressive mean? Why do they call it that?
I'm hoping I'm right. It's because we would go from one house to another. So we started as sophomores in high school. There's a group of us, maybe 15 of us, and now married, and it's down to about, I think there was 10 couples there. But we start at one house and have usually it was appetizers and soup. Then we'd go to another house, have salad, then another house, have dinner, then another house, have dessert, and then we would open gifts. So
I've never heard of that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, 39th year, and we used to go. Now we're down. This last time we did only 2 houses. So we basically did like appetizers at one house and dinner and dessert at the second house where we opened the gifts. So the gifts, you buy a gift around $20 that is for male or female or binary or whatever. Not binary.
White elephant.
White elephant. And what we do is...
Why's it got to be a white elephant, though? That's not...
And not a black elephant?
Why can't it be a tan elephant?
I know. Because elephants aren't white, are they? They're not. They're normally gray. Why isn't it called gray elephant?
Albino elephant might be white.
Oh, maybe.
Sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're good. So we, you wrap these gifts, right? And some people put... a small item in a big box, right? Because people sometimes pick because of size, right? Everyone likes size. So anyhow, we picked, we picked these gifts, and so we draw numbers, right? Say there's 10 of us, 1 through 10. Number 1 gets to pick first. And then we, in our group, so for you guys, I need you to make comments and tell us how you guys do this, because I was recently at our One in Christ party and they wanted the gifts opened, right? So we don't open the gifts. I don't believe we should open the gifts. If not, you might as well not even wrap your gifts. But anyhow, the first person, so if I was first, I pick one of the 10 gifts and I don't open it. And then you're 2, you can steal my gift or choosing one of the other 9
based on the size, the weight,
yeah. I mean, some
wrapped.
people feel it. It's just looking, right? And you can steal twice. So basically, if it goes into your hands the third time, right? Because you're still stealing twice, then it's done. And that person, no matter what's going to get that gift. And then at the end, when everyone's done stealing or doing whatever, number 1 opens the gift, and then the person that brought it says, I brought that gift. Well, at our One in Christ a couple weeks ago, they didn't do that. They grabbed the first gift and they unwrapped it. So now you get to see what the gift is.
Yeah, that's what we did too. I've only done white elephant like twice in my life, and once was just a couple weeks ago. And that's what they did. If you got your gift, you get to either open it or trade it. So if you wanted to trade it, then you wouldn't open it. But if you wanted to open it, then you have to keep it. And then someone else can steal your gift if they like it better. So, and the very last person, the first person that went, since they are at a disadvantage, they got to go around and choose whatever gift they wanted.
Sure. I okay, so since you've done that, did that kind of take away because you're opening the gifts? Because now you're choosing because of what you like.
Mm-hmm.
Do you like that, or do you like the idea of not opening the gifts?
I like the idea of not opening the gift. I've never done it, but I think it'd be more interesting. Right?
Right. Yeah. Because I mean, then there'll always be those couple gifts that people won't choose. It's kind of like when I was like the last pick sometimes in, sports, right? You never want to be the last guy.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't happen to me too often, um,
Sure it did.
but you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I did sit the bench in basketball. And I rarely ever got in. Geez, we'd have to be up by 50 points with 20 seconds left.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Rudy.
Yeah, yeah. So, but I argued with the people from One in Christ, our men and women's Bible groups, and they all outvoted me. They all wanted to open the gifts. It was crazy. So,
At least you're all together in one place and you spent quality time and got to know one another better.
How many people did you guys have at your white elephant?
We had like 20. It was a good crowd.
And did you do it like, because you could do couples or individual. So were there 20 gifts?
There were 20 gifts, yeah.
So each of you got a
wife
gift.
and the kids, but we all brought a gift.
Oh,
yeah.
One gift for the four.
No, we brought separate.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's how you do it, If you want to participate, you got to bring a gift.
Yeah.
So, but it was, we had definitely some changes, in the progressive dinner. One lady, unfortunately, has gotten divorced. Another one passed away. After 39 years, things change,
Yeah.
So, all right. And then we had Christmas. Was Santa good to you?
I don't believe in Santa.
Oh.
I actually told the kids at a young age that Santa didn't
What?
exist because I didn't want to lie to them, and I was like, I'm not going to lie to my kids anymore. So
if anyone's,
they were like 5 and 7 or something.
So if anyone's listening to this, they're going to.
I know. Leave your mean comments down below. It's fine.
So you
I
thought
can take it.
that would be, I mean, could you say as they got older that it was like a little white lie, or?
No, I just chose not to tell any type of lie because, we believe that there is no such thing as a white lie, A lie is a lie. So,
right.
If I'm teaching them not to lie and they're like, Dad, you've been lying about Santa Claus for, so many years. So I didn't want to be a hypocrite.
Yeah. My son, my oldest, his teacher told him when he was like, and this was like a Catholic school, and he straight up told him, I want to say he was 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade or whatever. And the teacher straight up said there was no Santa Claus. And then he, said, there's no Santa Claus. Like, he was crushed.
Oh,
I mean, I think that should be us telling them.
Yeah, definitely.
My
kids weren't crushed. They were like, oh, I didn't think so.
So, but you guys, you said you opened gifts, if I remember right, on Christmas Eve.
We let the kids open one gift on Christmas Eve.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the rest is on Christmas.
Right.
So did they get up early?
No. I had to wake Soraya up because it was like 9:00 and she was still asleep.
Oh my God.
When I was a kid, I was like, I couldn't even sleep because I was so excited about Christmas, right? But not now. I guess maybe they have so much that, it's just not as exciting to them. Or maybe because they know Santa Claus isn't bringing it.
Maybe. I mean, my grandson, Gray, was up at like 6 and kind of stayed in whatever. I don't know. I think he woke us up at like 7. I mean, it was early. And he was ready to go at 6, but I think DJ had him sleep a little bit longer for us. And then, he ripped into the gifts, and we still have a 10-month-old grandson that, he can't really open the gift. So Gray got to open his too. But we had a good weekend with them. And it was fun going back to Cali. So yeah, we flew into Stockton and visited them, and it was a good time.
Who flies into Stockton? Allegiant?
Allegiant
Oh,
only.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure private, but yeah, Allegiant's the only one there.
Yeah.
They broke my luggage coming home.
Really?
I literally, as we landed in Stockton, as it came down the chute, it hit, and I saw a piece go flying off of it, and then I saw that there was a crack, and I didn't try to, put in a
claim
because it is older. So I had to use, because of course it was my, the big one that was holding everything. So I had to borrow one of I tried to go buy a new one, and I'm like, well, A, they didn't have very much to choose from, and B, we have so many at home. So I borrowed one of theirs to get home.
Burlington? They got some
They
good
don't,
ones.
yeah, they don't have a Burlington. We went to TJ Maxx.
Oh, they didn't have any?
And well, they did, but their selection was kind of junky. We just couldn't decide, and then we have so many at home. I'm like, let's just make it home, and so we used one of theirs to get home, and
I thought you were gonna say you put everything in a white trash bag, dressed in your Santa costume.
Yeah, that would have been good. But yeah, we made it home. It was the wife does not like to get to the airport very early. You know that because you took us to the airport. Thank you, by the way.
You're welcome.
Everyone bails us out and takes us to the airport. And Domingo picked us up last night, so thank you. But so she doesn't like to get there, right? Very, very early. So when we were going to the Stockton airport last night, our flight was 8:31, and we got there at like 7:20. Right? It's a small.
Stockton's pretty small. Though.
Yeah, it's very small. But when I got there, the line was long for to drop off baggage.
Oh, okay.
And there was one person working.
Wow. One person.
One person.
And what day was this?
The day after Christmas.
Oh, okay. Wow.
But my son, Morgan, who flies for Spirit, he told me I could say it now, who he flies for. He told me since we were doing standby, to go in the priority line. I'm like, there's no way they're going to let us do standby from the priority line. So we were the only ones in the priority line. So we literally waited 10 minutes, and then she called us up, and we said, hey, our son works, for the airline, blah, blah, blah. And she took us in, took the luggage, gave us our pre-check, and we passed everybody and went straight to pre-check, and we were in there in 10 minutes.
Wow.
And my wife's like, see,
perks.
We don't have to come early. I'm like, no, because if they hadn't have done that, we would probably not make the plane.
Yeah.
And then literally they sat us like A and C. And so the middle seat was open. It was the only seat open in the whole plane.
Wow.
And we made it. Yeah, God was good. He made it, and we made it back, and with no problems.
One time we went on vacation. I can't remember where we went, but we were on the way home, and we had to do a layover. So we had to actually stay in the city. So we got a room and just set the alarm clock to leave early. And then I realized that I set the alarm clock for like an hour after I was supposed to set it. Didn't realize till we were on the way to the airport. I mean, the plane was leaving in like 30 minutes.
Oh, man.
And I was just praying. I was like, God, please get us on this plane. And then like we got to the airport in like 5 minutes. We were in the TSA line. And it was long as can be, right? And it was like 25 minutes to the plane, gets ready to leave. And I told security, and they're like, oh, follow us. And they got us right up in there. And we were at the gate with 15 minutes to spare, if you can believe that. It was like 15 minutes from the hotel to the gate. Yeah.
And that was
God
here or California?
No, that was in like Cincinnati or something like that. It was one of those places that you don't stay, you just fly through.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So do you keep your Christmas stuff, lights up, all that until the new year, or do you take it down before then?
I usually wait till New Year's Day and then do it. But we have so few decorations nowadays. You know, we don't have a whole lot of stuff, so it's easy to take down.
Yeah, I'm taking ours down tomorrow, I think. I mean, because we only put a few things outside this time. I didn't put anything up inside.
Did you watch any Christmas movies on Christmas?
No, because we literally just played. I mean, I think my daughter-in-law played a little something in the background, but as we were talking, but we pretty much just played with Gray and West the whole time. My wife made breakfast, and my daughter-in-law's uncle and aunt and cousin came over, Uncle Carl, so we got to visit. Like I say, he's the only other white boy, and so him and I hit it off right when we met a few years ago, and so it was good to have them over. And my wife made breakfast, and it was good. It was a good visit.
Wow.
So,
We watched Elf.
oh man,
I forgot how funny that show was. That movie. It was hilarious.
yeah.
I was cracking up like the whole time.
When we were at it's funny that you say that. When we were at the Progressive, in Windsor, California, there's a house that actually has like a helicopter on top, and it's lighted, and it looks, but it's decked out, and I wasn't sure if they still did it. So I asked Darren, I said, hey, Darren, can if we're going to be near, because we were at his house for one of the meals, and then we were going to another house, and they live in Windsor, and I said, hey, are we going to be near that helicopter house? And he said, oh, we'll drive by if we, so we did, and it was still there. And then he took us by this other house, totally lighted up, and it had a blown up movie screen, and they were playing Elf, and if you turned it to the station, you could hear the movie.
Really?
Yeah. That's how
fancy.
I mean, that's how decked out it was. So we sat there in the car for about 5 minutes, when it was the scene where he knocks on the, comes through, to the dad's office or whatever, out of the elevator and right in, and he's, Daddy, but yeah, we were almost going to watch that movie on Christmas. We normally watch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation every year. But
I
this
like
year
that. I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite movie.
I like Vegas Vacation. You've seen that one?
Yep. That one's
The
a good one.
buffets are all different color sludge.
Yeah.
This cracks me up.
All those. I love his movies, Fletch and all that. But yeah, I'm taking the stuff down and so yeah. And then, so we got New Year's coming up, and I'm going to be out of town for that. I'm not staying,
Utah,
I'm
right?
not staying in Vegas. Yeah, we're going to go to, it's called Duck Creek. My ex-lieutenant, the Pintains, Phil and Yvonne Pintain, they have a cabin up there, and we're going to go up there on Friday to Monday and spend the weekend up there.
Nice.
It's always a good time.
Is it snowing right now?
There is some snow up there, but he made it sound like he looked and it won't be actively snowing, which I'm fine with. I don't really want to drive in it.
Yeah, me either.
Because then I got to hit the button in the car and then maybe have chains, and I don't want chains.
Are you driving up there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Driving Tammy's Land Cruiser up there.
She got all-wheel drive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus the little snow button. So,
fancy.
yeah. So I'm now on vacation. I worked today and took the rest of.
So why are you wearing all the Kansas stuff?
So Kansas Jayhawks football team was
You just wanted to match your sign right here?
Yeah. That's why I made it blue. They were in a bowl game against UNLV. UNLV actually made a bowl game, and I used to work at UNLV PD, so I had a hard time rooting, but because my nephew, number 14, Kerr Johnson Jr., he was on the team from in 2017 and 2018, and so and Marcus was playing at the time, So I went back there to watch him play, and Marcus was supposed to be playing on Friday night, and I was going to see Kerr on Saturday, and then Sunday we were seeing the Steelers and Chiefs. And anyhow, Marcus's game was canceled, but I went and saw Kerr, and he happened to be injured that game. But they played Iowa State, and I didn't even realize it till 2 weeks ago, that the quarterback on Iowa, they lost 58-0 that day. Kansas did, was Brock Purdy, who's now the starting quarterback of the 49ers.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I didn't even realize it till, because I wasn't really into the other team, right? I just, he showed me his locker room. It was all about, Kansas. I didn't even really pay attention to any of the players on the other team. But then I realized, I'm like, you know what? Purdy, that name. Yeah, he's the guy that was the quarterback of the other team. So
He's so purdy.
Yeah, he's so purdy. So because they were just recently in the bowl game yesterday, I didn't get a chance to watch it, but Kansas barely beat UNLV. So I thought I would wear his colors, and I had it. I had his name put on the back, and had it all made special, and I wore this at the game. So he's not my real nephew. Like he's none of my.
He's your play nephew.
He's our best friends from our old Bible group back home. They have 5 kids, and I coached all of them, except for Avery, the youngest. But coached the others, and so I coached him, and I call him my nephew.
Yeah.
So. But he played there. He played a couple years at a junior college, and then got a full ride there for his last 2 years. So he was able to graduate with a bachelor's degree, debt free, and get to play 2 years of football. But at the time, they stunk. I think they won 1 game in 2 years or something.
Wow.
So I decided to support Kansas for the win on the bowl game and wear the gear. So what do you got? What are you wearing? Who are you sporting?
My wife got me this sweatshirt. It says, what's it say? Something about worship is my superpower or something like that, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So it's just,
So
praise and worship sweatshirt.
So speaking of worship, you and your family looked very handsome and beautiful on for the Christmas Eve service. I was mad because I thought I was going to get a picture of you guys, but you guys escaped before
What service did you go to?
that Thursday night service.
Oh, Thursday night. Okay.
And you guys I think you guys left because you guys stay for.
Yeah, we left. We usually stay and practice songs for the following week, but Thursday was special since we don't have a choir the following week, so we just left afterward. And
I was
stayed
bummed
for the 8:30 service.
because Sarai looked beautiful. Your wife looked beautiful, and you guys were debonair.
Let's see if I can find any pictures and post them.
Did you guys take a picture that night of how you guys were dressed, or?
No, we took a picture on Sunday, but not that night.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure you guys looked good on Sunday. But yeah, you guys, it was, man, the music that night was amazing. The choir, again, if you guys are ever in Las Vegas, man, Hope Church LV, their choir is pretty amazing. So, yeah. So you, no one commented on that song, but Tammy got it right. You sang a song on our Christmas special, and she got it right.
Nat King Cole.
And his daughter's the Natalie, right?
Adley Cole, yeah.
Yeah. So she was named after him. Pretty good.
Isn't it crazy how artists like Smokey Robinson and Stevie Wonder, who were around, when there was only black and white film, and they're still alive and kicking, but we got other artists like Prince and Michael Jackson that are just gone. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The older I get, the more I think about death too. Are you like that?
I mean, I was just happy to make it to 40.
On a happy note.
Well, no, I mean, like, I mean, if I took my hat off, you'd see this sleep apnea machine. It's just tearing the top of my head right now because I went to so I started in August, and I've gone through the nose piece, then this one that goes right under your nose and over your mouth. Now I have the full face mask.
Isn't the full face mask hard with the goatee? Because I feel like you wouldn't get that suction that you need.
No, it actually does pretty good, but I have it so tight that like this morning I had marks on my face for 3 hours at work. I mean, someone's like, "Hey, do you wear like a mask at, in the middle of the night?" I'm like, "Yeah, sleep apnea mask." I mean, it's that bad, but because I wore it the last 2 nights, all night, because I've been ripping it off, that it literally just scraped the top of my head. And so I got to come up with something, but does anybody else suffer from sleep apnea and have these? Do you have sleep apnea?
Yeah, I do.
Do you wear a mask?
I do, yeah. I love
Really?
my mask, though.
What mask do you have?
The one that sits right under your nose. And, yeah, I mean, I feel great after sleeping with it. I don't like sleeping without it. But they say that if you have sleep apnea and you don't, use a CPAP, it takes like 20 years off your life if you have like sleep apnea because it messes your body up. That's what the doctor told me anyway.
So you use the one that sits right under your
yeah.
nose and covers your mouth.
No, it just does your nose. So it doesn't even mess with my mouth.
So the one that goes over your...
It's like a mustache, like a backwards mustache. It looks like this kind of.
I've never seen.
I'll show you later.
I've never seen that kind though.
Really?
So it just goes into your nose.
Yeah, but not like super far in. It's basically just has like holes that your nose, cover. And so, yeah, it doesn't go in. But, yeah, you should try that one. Maybe you'll like it.
Oh, my gosh.
How far are we?
How are we?
I don't know. 27.
Yeah.
It's probably about that time.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, so you got a story?
I got it. No, I don't. Go ahead.
Well, we always end with a story. Let's see. Man, there's so many cop stories. But I pulled over this lady one time. People come up with some of the craziest stuff, right? Oh, speaking of that, in Vegas, or not Vegas, in California now, if you get pulled over, they're trying to pass a law where the cops have to tell the perpetrator, the person they stopped, why they stopped them. I think we talked about this early on.
I thought they had to tell them that anyway.
No. So you could, like me, I would ask 2 ways. I would either say, "Do you know why I pulled you over?"
Mm-hmm.
To see if they tell me something different. Doesn't mean I'm
incriminate themselves.
Yeah, and doesn't mean I'm gonna cite. I can't cite them. Like if they say, "Well, I was on my phone, but I didn't see them on their phone."
It's because I have warrants out of.
Yeah. Or you say the reason I pulled you over is for you have a license plate light out or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now they're going to require them, and they think that this is going to help with making, quote, illegal stops or whatever. It's just absolutely ridiculous that they got to like make laws to, I mean, I know they eventually tell you why you get pulled over, but some people you'll tell them and they still don't believe that, like you tell them your light's out and they're like, no, it's not. So anyhow, this one time I pulled this lady over. I said, "Do you know why I stopped you?" She said, "No." I said, "Because you're holding your cell phone and it's a hands-free. You can't be holding your cell phone." And guess what her response was?
What?
I was
going to try to guess, but I was like, I'm never going to guess.
She's like, "I didn't have it up to my ear." I'm like, "Ma'am, your hands, period. You cannot hold it in your hands. It doesn't say, yeah, just don't have it up to your ear. You can't hold it. Like, you need Bluetooth. And of course we weren't really, sheriff's office, we didn't have to give tickets, so I kind of school her on, going and buying a Bluetooth or putting your, I used to tell people, put your cell phone on speaker and then put it on the in between the visor and the roof, so you could hear them, they can hear you, and you're not holding on to it,
Mm-hmm.
But it was funny because in the video, right? Because at the time we had video in the car and then we had audio on us, because back then, I've been a cop for so long, we didn't have videos like they do now. But you could see in the video where I'm going like this, man, you can't hold it in your hands. And I'm going like this with my hands, and it looks like I'm, and anyhow, it was just funny because she, like, dead honest was like, well, I didn't have it up to my ear. And I'm just like, so yeah.
Some people.
I know. So how many times have you been pulled over?
We'll save that for another show.
All right. Well, so anyhow, I always tell people, usually on Facebook, we got New Year's coming up, folks. So again, this is my police in me telling you, please do not drive drunk.
Or even drink and drive.
Yes. I mean, use Uber, Lyft, taxi, call someone. Just please do not drive while drinking. It's not worth it.
If you're in Vegas, call Derek. He'll come get you.
Yeah, I'm serious. If you're a friend of mine and you're in Vegas and you need
or a stranger.
I mean, I'll be up in
Oh yeah, that's right.
up in Utah.
If you're in Utah, Duff Creek area, and you need a ride, call Derek.
Yeah, I'm serious though. I mean, it just because there'll be people that get DUIs and hurt people, kill people. I just don't get it. I don't understand it, and I do not have sympathy for you if you're gonna get in a car and you've been drinking and you crash. I have no sympathy for you. I feel sorry for the people that you hurt, because the drunk driver rarely ever gets hurt. But please, I'm begging you, just please don't. And with that, have a safe New Year. And our new episodes will drop in 2024. So please hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends, and let's see if we can kind of get Real Men Unscripted going here.
Yeah.
So peace out.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year. Peace.
Thank you for listening to Real Men Unscripted with Derek and Jerry.